Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. This is Mr. Blackhammer 2021. I got another video of WWE. The Royal Rumble 2022 is in the books. This will be a 30-minute video. This video is sponsored by JD from New York, Salamander, Fightful Pro Wrestling, and all my friends in the community that do wrestling reviews. I'm doing a quick go through of the Royal Rumble. It just went off last night. It was a 4-hour show. The show was way too long. I think it went up by like 12 o'clock. On today's Sunday in the afternoon. I waited all this night so I can watch all my other friends that did their review. I'm gonna go over all the matches. There were 6 matches on the Royal Rumble. They didn't have a pre-show match. There are only 6 matches. And I will talk about the winners. I will talk about what happened in the matches. Man, the Royal Rumble, man. I think this may have been one of the worst Royal Rumbles I have ever seen. Both men's and the women were awful and terrible. This show was boring. It was a boring show. WWE does not know how to book a Royal Rumble. They don't know what to do. They have completely ruined the entire purpose of the Royal Rumble by doing the same old shit and just not building up stars and not being creative. A lot of people were frustrated. A lot of people were pissed. A lot of people hated the outcome in both the Rumble matches. And everything else was just boring. Everything else was very, 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 very boring. Like, everything else was very, very boring. I didn't go through all of it. I know a lot of people told me what could happen in WrestleMania. Now, the best thing about this show was the opener, but everything else was awful. And it was pretty predictable. Like everyone knew that Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey were going to win the Royal Rumble based on the story that they're telling. Brock Lesnar was too predictable. We all knew that Brock Lesnar would get screwed by Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman back with the Tribal Chief, but Brock Lesnar entered number 30 in the Royal Rumble and eliminated everybody like we all knew he would. And he will main event WrestleMania against Roman Reigns because it's the best story in WWE, one of the best things on SmackDown, and that's the only thing interesting. So yeah. Ronda Rousey made her return. We all knew she was coming back. She hadn't. It's been like 3 years since we've seen her in the ring. And she won the Royal Rumble. She came out, eliminated everybody, and it made sense. Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch is the dream match that we all want. But based on what I heard from Dave Meltzer saying that Ronda Rousey might fight Charlotte Flair, they're playing for her and Charlotte going at it because Fox wants Ronda Rousey. And Fox is very good. You know, Fox and the Sports Illustrated, they want Ronda Rousey on SmackDown. So I'm not sure. I will go over the entire show. Now, this is my first video of me doing a Royal Rumble review. And the reason why, because the Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view of the year. It's one of the pay-per-view where I look forward to. The Royal Rumble is supposed to be a fun pay-per-view. It's where you build up new stars and build up your talent and give people who haven't had an opportunity. Like last year was a great pay-per-view. I enjoyed last year more than this year. This year was one of the worst I've ever seen. Now, they've given us some pretty bad Rumbles, and we got some pretty good ones. Like last year we had a good Rumble, and then 2020 we had a good Rumble with Drew McIntyre winning it, and the story that they told with him and Brock Lesnar. Now, we had some worse Rumbles. Now, I think this Rumble might be worse than 2015 and 2014 or 1998. But damn, WWE really like they don't care about the Royal Rumble. I will go over. I think I will talk about the first match. I probably should talk about it now. I think I'll talk about the first match. The opener was Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for the Universal title. This was easily the best match on the entire show. This would save the show. The match was fantastic. It was phenomenal. They told a great story. Rollins and Reigns have great chemistry. Seth Rollins has done some of the best work in his career. I knew that Roman Reigns would retain, like I knew he would. The, but with all the near falls and all the false finishes, they made me believe that Seth Rollins was going to do it. It was a great match, minus the ending. This match ended in a DQ, but it made sense with the story that they told, and with Roman Reigns beating up Seth Rollins with a steel chair, the same way that Rollins did him all those years ago when he turned it back on the Shield. But the match was pretty good. I will go over it. There were a lot of high spots. Seth Rollins came out with the Shield music, and he wore the Shield vest, and he got a big pop for that. Cause now we all love the Shield. The Shield is one of the greatest factions in WWE history, and they really brought it to the limit to try and get in Roman's head. It was a great match, and then after that, after the match was over, I know a lot of people hated the DQ finish, but it made sense for the story. Crowd booed, they chanted Roman sucks, because fans wanted a clean finish. I thought the match was going to end clean. I thought it was going to be a one-off, but it looked like this feud is going to continue going into Saudi Arabia. And then I think we'll get a clean finish there, and then Reigns will finally beat Rollins. Yeah, so that would save the show. Everything else was a disappointment. Even Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, the dream match for the first time ever. The match was disappointing. The match was boring. It was slow paced. It wasn't what fans expected. The match went 10 minutes, and we had a screwy finish like we all knew that it would be a screwy finish. Bobby Lashley wins the title. Paul Heyman with Roman Reigns. They played Brock Lesnar. And then after that, we had Becky Lynch and Doudrop, and this match was also boring. This match was not good. It was also boring. The crowd was dead for this match because nobody cared about Doudrop and Becky Lynch. And a lot of people were not paying attention because there was an incident in the crowd where the WrestleMania sign was caught on fire, and there was fire dripping on the ground, and they had to evacuate that entire section. So a lot of people were not paying attention to this match because there was a fire incident on the stage, and they had to lower the WrestleMania sign and move people somewhere else. But the other reason is that nobody cared about Becky Lynch and Doudrop. Crowd was dead for this match. Match was boring. And then we had Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maurice. I wish this match was not on the show. The match was boring. Nobody cared about The Miz. No one wanted to see Maurice in the ring or Beth Phoenix. And hopefully the feud is over. Hopefully that they move Edge on to something else. And then we got the... Now, I enjoyed the Woman Rumble better. Even though it wasn't that good. It wasn't perfect. There were a lot of things I didn't like about the Women's Royal Rumble. I didn't like that Sasha Banks was thrown out so early. Melina was eliminated way too soon. Liv Morgan being buried by the Bella Twins. There were a few surprises in the Rumble. But man, and same thing with the men. But the most disappointing thing is that the most disappointing thing that there were no NXT call-up. There was no big surprises. There were no big stars. There were no NXT call-up in the Rumble. Like both Rumbles were absolutely freaking boring. Alright. Now before I talk about the Royal Rumble, I think I will go back to Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and how that would, but it was a great match. I think it went like 20 minutes. It was a great match, besides minus the DQ finish. But like I said, this is long-term booking based on the story. That feud is gonna continue going into Saudi Arabia. I'm sure it will. I know it will. Now with all the near falls, when Seth Rollins did the pedigree, because there was a part where he did the power bomb on Roman Reigns on the announce table, and then Seth Rollins he countered a Roman spear into a pedigree, and then there was a part where Seth Rollins did the buckle bomb into a curb stop, and then we got a near fall. For a second there, I thought it was over. A lot of people thought it was over, but Roman Reigns kicked out Bailey at 2.5. And then Roman Reigns hit the spear on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins put his arm out and tried to do the shield fist pump, but Roman Reigns got so upset, put Rollins in the guillotine, and Rollins was passed out. There was one thing I didn't like, is how the referee was telling Seth Rollins to put his hand on the rope. I didn't like that at all. I think that made it too obvious. But Rollins got his hand on the rope. The referee told Roman Reigns to break it, and Roman wouldn't let go. So the referee counted to 5. He got a 5 count, and Roman Reigns got disqualified. Crowd hated the ending. Crowd didn't like the DQ finish. Crowd chanted Roman sucks. And after the match was over, Roman Reigns beat Seth Rollins with a steel chair. Rollins got up, and Roman hit him in the back with a steel chair the same way that Rollins did him when he broke up the Shield. And he demolished Rollins with that chair. And he just kept hitting them back and forth until the chair broke. And then that's how it goes out the air. It was a great match, and the ending made sense. I know a lot of people didn't like the ending, but I did, because the feud gonna continue going into Saudi Arabia, and that's where we'll get a clean finish. And then WrestleMania will get Lesnar and Reigns. Alright, so after that great match, that was the best thing on the show. That match was easily a classic, and the way how they booked it, based on the promos and how the match was booked, that was a WrestleMania match. And we got it at the Royal Rumble. It's all about long-term booking. Some people do not. Now, yeah. Alright. So anyway, after that, then we had the Women's Royal Rumble. Sasha Banks came out first. Melina came out second. Melina was eliminated in like 90 seconds. Sasha Banks didn't last that long either. I forgot who came out in that. I took notes, but I don't know where they are. But I know that Sasha Banks she didn't last that long. She lasted like, she did not last 10 minutes. I actually hated that she was eliminated. The crowd hated that. They booed the crap out of it. And I could not believe that. Yeah, I did not like that at all. But yeah, Sasha Banks came out. And who else came out? Michelle McCool was in there. She lasted a little bit. Mickie James came out at number 24 with the Impact Women's Champion. And she didn't last that long. I don't think anyone cares. She's a sellout. No one cares about Mickie James. She didn't last that long either. But you want to know who lasted longer? Tamina Snuka lasted longer than Sasha Banks. Just like that second, she lasted twice the amount that Sasha Banks lasted. And I thought that was ridiculous. I don't know why Tamina's still employed. Why is she getting the push? And who else do we have? We had Cameron, one half of the Funkadactyls. She was Naomi's tag partner. Cameron was there. She didn't last that long either. Sonya Deville was there. Naomi was in it. I thought Naomi was going to win it, and they might give it to Naomi, but that didn't happen. She eliminated Sonya Deville, but then later on, Sonya Deville came back and eliminated Naomi. And also Sonya eliminated Cameron, and that really set Naomi off. Kelly was in the Rumble. Dana Brooke was in the Rumble. Rhea Ripley was in the Rumble. Man, it's sad how they treated Rhea Ripley. She was down to the final two last year's Royal Rumble, and here she was eliminated. Was he got eliminated by Charlotte? We also had Nikki Trash. She was in the Rumble, and she was, I think she came out, went after Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea eliminated her. But yeah, like that was awful, man. But yeah, that was awful. Um, who else was out there? Lita came out, and Lita got the best reaction. Um, there were a few legends in the Rumble. I forgot that girl's name. I think her name was Ivy. She was 60 years old. She came out tonight, Pop. Ivy had not aged a day. She's 60 years old. She's in the Royal Rumble, and she didn't age, and she hadn't aged in a bit. She also came out tonight, Pop. I think she was eliminated by Rhea Ripley. So yeah. And who else was out there? Charlotte came out at number 19, I think, at the SmackDown Women's Champion. I forgot who Charlotte eliminated. Um, Carmella was in there. Selena Vega was in there. The Women's Tag Team Champions. Now, they were eliminated by Rhea Ripley. Yes, Rhea Ripley eliminated two of the Women's Tag Team Champions. Man, now I hope that they get rid of the Women's Tag Team titles, cause no need for them. Based on how you treated Carmella and Selena Vega, get rid of the Women's Tag Team titles. Also, Brie Bella came out, and Nikki Bella came out. Sarah Logan was also a surprise entrant. She was in there. She had a stare down with Liv Morgan, the two members of the Wyatt Squad. But she didn't last that long. And Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan were eliminated by the Bellas. And what a burial. So for all the people saying that Liv Morgan can be pushed, Liv Morgan was gonna win the Rumble. No, she wasn't. She was buried, eliminated by the Bella Twins. And I did hear some rumors. Even Salamander and JD from New York told me that Liv Morgan, the Bella Twins, might go after the Women's Tag Team titles and win it, because you know that they want those titles. And who else came out? Now, Shayna Baszler was number 30. Ronda Rousey was number 28. Shotzi was number 29. Now, Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey had a stare down because they were good friends, and they were they were friends for like a long time. They had a stare down. I kind of wish that was the final two. But the final two in the Women's Royal Rumble was Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. Yeah. Now, Bianca Belair was eliminated by Charlotte. She eliminated Charlotte. Charlotte eliminated Bianca and Rhea at the same time. And then the final two was Charlotte and Ronda. And the way how she eliminated Charlotte really quickly. It wasn't really that special. Ronda Rousey won the Royal Rumble as predictable. And it might be Charlotte. I don't know. I think we all knew she was gonna win. They're based on who was in it. I thought Bianca was gonna win it, but no, that didn't happen. So Ronda Rousey wins it. It was really obvious, really predictable. I don't like it, but it makes sense. I don't know if she's gonna fight Becky Lynch or Ronda or Charlotte Flair. I don't have a problem with it, because I think the match would be great. But does Ronda Rousey really win the title? Ronda Rousey gonna be around for a while. She can be around for like a year, probably until next year's WrestleMania. So yeah, I can't wait for that. So yeah, Ronda Rousey wins. It's predictable. I don't like it. Ronda Rousey is showing up tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. Alright, so after that, we had Becky Lynch and Doudrop. Like I said, this match was boring. Nobody cared about it. The crowd was not interested for two reasons. One, nobody cared about Doudrop and Becky Lynch, and this match was too predictable. Becky Lynch was going to retain, obviously. And the other reason is that, like I said earlier, there was a fire. There was a major incident. There was fire on the WrestleMania sign, because after pyro going off for Ronda Rousey's celebration, after she pointed at the WrestleMania sign and there was pyro, there was fire on the WrestleMania sign. Yes, there was fire on the WrestleMania sign, and they had to evacuate that section and move the fans somewhere else, and they had to lower the WrestleMania sign so the fire wouldn't go anywhere. So yeah. Um. But yeah, Becky Lynch retained. I think she went on the top rope and she did that white bottom or whatever and beat Dewdrop. The match was boring. Don't know why it was on the card. Nobody cared about it. The crowd was out of it. The match was boring. But either way, finally we get Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE title, the Dream match. This match was also a disappointment. The match went 10 minutes. It was slow paced. It was boring. The crowd was out of it. There was no energy from the crowd between Lashley and Lesnar. And the way how the match was booked, it's the same Lesnar match, the same Lashley match. The match started off with the headlock, wristlock, the collar and elbow tie-up. We had suplexes. We had a suplex that Lashley no-sold, and we had a spear from a spear. We had a hurt lock, F5, and then we did have a spear attempted that missed. Lashley went to the barricade. Lashley got out of the way. It was kind of the same thing from day one, where Bobby Lashley tried to spear Brock to the barricade, but Brock moved out of the way. Yeah, because Brock remembers what happened at day one. And then Brock Lesnar got the F5, but Bobby Lashley hit the referee. Referee knocked out. Lesnar couldn't win, but all of a sudden we see Roman Reigns comes out of nowhere, spears Brock Lesnar. He looked down at Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman hands him the title. Because Reigns put his hand down and Heyman gave him the title. Heyman gave him the title and Roman Reigns hits Brock Lesnar with the title. Walks out of the ring with Paul Heyman. Bobby Lashley takes advantage, pins Brock Lesnar. Bobby Lashley wins the title. I think we all knew that was going to happen. It was pretty predictable. We all knew that something was going to happen. There wasn't going to be a clean finish. Now, hopefully they won it back between Lashley and Lesnar. Maybe at SummerSlam, I don't know. But Bobby Lashley is your WWE champion. I don't know who Bobby Lashley going to fight going into WrestleMania. But I did hear that Saudi Arabia has an elimination chamber. So hopefully whoever wins, but I don't know who's going to win because there's no baby faces, that is legit to fight Bobby Lashley. So yeah. Alright, so after that match, then we had the mixed tag team match that I also mentioned. It was boring, a waste of time. Don't know why it was on the card. I wish it wasn't. So Edge and Beth Phoenix beat Miz and Maurice. Nobody cared about this match. The match was boring. I'm glad that it's over. Hopefully we never see these guys in the ring. Hopefully they move Edge to someone like AJ Styles or Kevin Owens or Finn Balor. Hopefully he has something major good at WrestleMania. I don't want to see the Miz. I have no interest in Maurice or Beth Phoenix in the ring. They're old. So yeah. So hopefully that they do something. But the match was alright, and it was alright. Beth Phoenix and Edge hit a double spear on the Miz, I think, and then they did double Grand Slam, and then they won the match. And then they won the match, and I'm alright with it. Edge and Beth Phoenix won. And finally, we can get into the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble match. This was the main event. I don't know if it was the best main event. I don't know. But this may have been the worst Royal Rumble I have ever seen. I thought the woman was a little bit better. Not perfect, but it was a little bit better. And there was a little bit of a story and a character in that match. But the men's Royal Rumble was awful. There was no fan favorite. The field of participants was terrible. There was no one being built up. There was no one believable besides Brock Lesnar to do it. I thought Drew McIntyre was going to win it. I actually thought Omar was going to win it, and they were going to force him down our throat. But Brock Lesnar came out at number 30. I will go over everything about this match. AJ Styles was the first one to come out. Nakamura was the second. It was actually it was actually a throwback to their matches that AJ Nakamura had. Even at WrestleMania, that was disappointing. Nakamura didn't last that long. He lasted like 5 minutes. He did not last that long in the Rumble. He lasted like 5 minutes. He was eliminated by someone, I forgot. It might have been by Robert Roode or AJ Styles. AJ Styles lasted halfway until he got eliminated by Madcap Moss. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Madcap Moss eliminated AJ Styles. Robert Roode and AJ Styles, there was also a stare down between those two, and the crowd chanted TNA. Yes, the crowd chanted TNA because we all know that they had a match in TNA before and a feud. Robert Roode, he's not being booked that great. Who else came out? Dolph Ziggler. Now, they said that Dolph Ziggler had tied the record for most Rumble appearances ever. Bad Bunny was a surprise entrant. Johnny Knoxville was in it. Shane McMahon was a surprise entrant. I don't know why. Drew McIntyre made a return. He got a lukewarm of cheers. It was a Mr. Booze and cheers. Probably because fans don't care about Drew McIntyre. But yeah. And then we had Matt Riddle. Now Omos was eliminated by everybody. Omos came out at number 11. He eliminated almost like 5 people. He eliminated Damian Priest. Damian Priest is the United States champion, and he got eliminated like a sack of garbage by Omos. And then Chad Gable, AJ Styles, Dominic, all of them teamed up to get Omos out of the rat, and they did. Who else? Now, and then Drew McIntyre came out. He eliminated Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. Kevin Owens came out at number 22. He was eliminated. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, like, man. I mean, like, the Royal Rumble was not that great. I mean, like, the Royal Rumble was not that great. Thought it was decent, but it wasn't that good. And I mean, Brock Lesnar won the Rumble. He eliminated. As soon as Brock Lesnar came out, I'm like, I said, who can eliminate Brock Lesnar? It was too predictable. Brock Lesnar won his second Royal Rumble. His first one was in 2003, and his second one was this year. And it came down to Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre in the Royal Rumble. It came down to Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre in the Royal Rumble, and Lesnar eliminated Drew McIntyre to win the Royal Rumble. Yep. It is what it is. I don't like it. The crowd was disappointed. Brock Lesnar eliminated like Matt Riddle, Bad Bunny, Shane McMahon, Randy Orton. Randy Orton got a big pop in the Rumble because St. Louis, Missouri was his hometown, and crowd booed. People were booing Lesnar out of the building. People were disappointed. People were frustrated and pissed off that WWE is going back to the same old shit by putting part-timers and legends like Edge or Goldberg or Brock Lesnar. What are you going to do when those guys are not around no more? The company has a major problem. They do not trust the youth in the company. They don't trust anybody. They isn't a Hall of Fame legend. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Every year we go into WrestleMania, we always see a part-timer or a legend. Because WWE doesn't think that a new guy is ready. I thought Drew McIntyre was going to win it, but I guess not. Now it's up for Drew McIntyre. It's like they wiped away because he was eliminated by Brock Lesnar, the guy that he eliminated in the Royal Rumble 2 years ago. This was an awful show, a boring pay-per-view. Outside the first match, the pay-per-view was a waste of time. The pay-per-view was awful. One of the worst men Rumble I've ever seen. The woman wasn't that great, but it was decent. It was actually better than the men. But yeah, and that was it. I will go over the super chat. I will go over all the reviews of what you guys think about this video. Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey winning, and that will be the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. It's gonna main event either night 1 or night 2. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. It might be Charlotte. I don't know. Hopefully not, but it might be Becky Lynch. And that's gonna main event on one of the nights of WrestleMania. Now I do have a question. If their plan was to do Lesnar and Reigns, what was the point of giving Brock Lesnar the WWE title to transition it to Bobby Lashley to only enter it? And based on what they did with like Heyman and Reigns screwing over Brock, but then Brock entered the Rumble, and now we're gonna fight Roman Reigns, and he's gonna lose. He's not the guy to beat Roman Reigns. And after WrestleMania, he's gonna go away for 5 months. He's not gonna be on TV. So yeah, a very disappointing show. Wasn't that great. Last year was actually better. I enjoyed last year's Rumble. I enjoyed the year before that. But anyway, man, I cannot wait for Monday Night Raw. I can't wait for SmackDown. Hopefully something happens. But damn. Well, I might as well end the video. Until next time, hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. I will read all your comments. Enjoy this video. I mean, the Royal Rumble was a very, very, very disappointing show. One of the worst Rumbles of all time. Like, two of the worst Rumbles I have ever seen. It showed that WWE will not stop and will not, like, book new stars. Like, and there were no, like, NXT stars in this Rumble. And there were no, like, big surprises. Because they spoiled it by announcing all the participants. Well, I might as well stop the video. Until next time.